Hi, it's me, Max. Welcome back again. It's me, Max. Hey. This video is not about a type of book. This isn't a book review. This is a rant about something I've noticed and I believe completely detracts from the way people enjoy and consume art. I'm a big believer in the idea of people being individual in the things they like. Not everybody has the same taste, which is why I hate this idea of moulding everything together in order to create a list of essential pieces of art. This is lists such as books you need to read, or vinyl albums you must own, and the latter is where I'm going to start this. Backstory. I like vinyl records a lot. I like collecting. I like listening. I own lots of vinyl albums, such as Olivia Rodrigo's Sour, Pavement's indie rock classic Slanted and Enchanted, Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home, The Doors, LA Woman, and Scott Walker, Scott 3. I've got an eclectic taste, and that's just some of the vinyls I own. There's way more. I recently watched a video of a man reacting to essential albums to own on vinyl, and that's really what ignited my desire to make this video. This isn't an attack against this user's video, whatsoever. I disagree with what he says in the video, of course. I mean, come on, how could you not know anything about Aretha Franklin particularly, or not like Radiohead, but think AC/DC's Back in Black, a truly dreadful album in my opinion, is worthy of being on this list, but it's beside the point. Even he, in this video, doesn't really understand why some of these albums are considered essential. And I think it's proof when people are reading these lists and being like, but this doesn't make any sense, that essential albums and essential art and essential reading is moronic in nature. If you've made videos of books or albums you must listen to, this isn't an attack on you, because that is more of a informal thing. A person making a video of, say for instance, my favourite books, if I was to say these are books you must read, that is basically just me saying that. But when you have these lists which are put on articles or like masqueraded as fact, that's the problem. When you can't see the person behind writing these and really just saying that it's their opinion, that is the problem. There's some essential albums I truly detest, or at least just dislike. Fleetwood Mac's Rumours? Hate it. The Eagles' Hotel California? I hate the Eagles, man. I'm like the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Jesus, man. Could you change the channel?
Fuck you, man. If you don't like my fucking music, get your own fucking cab.
I had a really
I'll
rough...
pull up to the side and kick your ass out.
Man, come on. I had a rough night, and I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
These are just some essential albums that I disagree with, and I don't like, and I don't think should be considered those. On the other hand, you have classic albums, such as The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, my favourite record ever made, or aforementioned artists such as Bob Dylan. These are acclaimed albums and artists and works, but not everybody likes them. I know plenty of people who don't enjoy those albums, and in my opinion, as long as you aren't attacking people for liking them or them artists, that's totally fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. And I don't mean disagree. You can disagree. But don't attack someone for their opinion. Don't go out of the way and say this person is stupid because they enjoy such a thing. For example, that video I'm on about, I don't think the guy's stupid for the fact that he doesn't like Radiohead and likes AC/DC. I just happen to really disagree. There is no such thing as an essential album, because if somebody doesn't want to listen to or doesn't like Dark Side of the Moon or Billie Jean, then why would they want to own that on a record? What would be the point of that? To say, oh, I own this essential album, but they don't like it. So what's the point? This also applies to books quite a lot. I've seen so many lists of books you have to read before you die, which I couldn't disagree more on. Let's be real. Those lists are compiled of people opinions. These are polls. These are created from the masses. And the thing is with the masses is that you're guaranteed to have a majority of people who don't enjoy a certain type of literature. I'm talking about the more out there, the more under the surface, the more modernist, postmodernist. Of course, there's nothing wrong with not liking those. That isn't my point. My point is, if you go and ask 100 people for their favourite book, chances are Thomas Pynchon or James Joyce aren't going to be on there. If they are, they're going to be in a very small majority. very small, to the point where it isn't a majority, and I don't know why I said that. This leads to lists of essential books to read that really, really don't make sense. I've known so many people to dislike books, such as On the Road by Jack Kerouac. Yet On the Road by Jack Kerouac always appears on those lists of books you must read. Similarly, there's books I don't like that always appear on those. The Great Gatsby, without fail, will be on all of those lists. I don't hate The Great Gatsby, but I didn't enjoy the book. So to me, it's not essential reading, because I didn't care for it. And I think in general, it's not just that, but a lot of people don't want to go out of their way to read something or consume something they don't think they'll like. So for example, if this list has Tolstoy's War and Peace, and this person doesn't read long books, and especially doesn't read translated literature, chances are they're not going to go and pick up War and Peace. And that's just going to make them feel inadequate or whatever, because they're being told that this is an essential must-read, but they don't want to read it. There's plenty and plenty of lists like that, and I think it's truly an issue that we genuinely make people think these are essential reading. The amount of essential reading lists I've ever seen, which include genre fiction, like science fiction. I don't ever want to read Dune. I don't care for science fiction in that regard. The only space things I like are Star Wars and casually Star Trek. But not Star Trek Picard. That sucked. So why on earth would I want to read Dune? I've also seen Harry Potter appear in those lists a lot of times. There was a poll, a list, I don't know who compiled it, but I remember reading not too long ago, of the greatest British authors of all time. If I remember correctly, Charles Dickens didn't appear on it, which is mad, and J.K. Rowling was in the top 3. What the hell? I mean, I know that's kind of a bit apart from it, but what? These are the people deciding the list of books you should read. You may see this video as a man ranting about something that doesn't matter, and that may be true, but let's be real. What does matter? Most of these books don't really matter. It's just us talking about our opinions. And these lists really aggravate me, and I just wanted to talk about them. I know it's a bit of a far cry from what I usually do on this channel, but it really, really aggravates me. I hate seeing these lists of, oh, you have to read this book, you have to watch this film, you have to own this album. No, stop. We don't. We don't. That's all I wanted to say, really. Thank you guys for sticking around for this crazy rant. I hope you guys do truly appreciate and agree. I'd be happy if you guys agreed with me. But if you don't agree, that's fine. Just talk to me about it. Tell me. Go on. Until I see you next, it's a goodbye from me. And a goodbye from Bob Dylan. Stay beautiful.